King Henry VI, Part 1. Starbucks, Mass Ave, Boston, between Harvard and Porter. Please join us. Perfectly all right. Oh, yeah. No, that's not mine. I'm just reading Shakespeare. Yeah. Bunch of King, Gloucester, Winchester, York, Suffolk, Somerset, Warwick, Talbot, Governor, Paris, and Exeter. Lord Bishop, set the crown upon his head. God save King Henry, of that name the sixth. Now, Governor of Paris, take your oath, that you will elect no other king but him. Esteem none friends but such as are his friends, and none your foes but such as shall pretend malicious practices against his state. This shall ye do, so help you righteous God. Enter Fastolf. My gracious sovereign, as I rode from Calais to haste unto your coronation, a letter was delivered to my hands, writ to your grace from the Duke of Burgundy. Shame to that Duke of Burgundy and thee, tears the emblem of the garter from Fastolf's leg. I vowed, base knight, when I did meet thee next, to tear the garter from thy craven's leg, which I have done, because unworthily thou wast installed in that high degree. Pardon me, princely Henry and the rest. This dastard at the Battle of Patay, when but in all I was 6,000 strong, and that the French were almost 10 to 1. Before we met, or that a stroke was given, like to a trusty squire did run away, in which assault we lost 1,200 men. Myself and divers gentlemen besides were there surprised and taken prisoners. Then judge, great lords, if I have done amiss, or whether that such cowards ought to wear this ornament of knighthood, yea or no. To say the truth, this fact was infamous and ill-beseeming any common man, much more a knight, a captain, and a leader. When first this order was ordained, my lords, knights of the garter were of noble birth, valiant and virtuous, full of haughty courage, such as were grown to credit by the wars, not fearing death nor shrinking for distress, but always resolute in most extremes. He then that is not furnished in this sort doth but usurp the sacred name of knight, profaning this most honorable order, and should, if I were worthy to be judge, be quite degraded like a hedge-born swain that doth presume to boast of gentle blood. Staying to thy countrymen, thou hearest thy doom. Be packing, therefore, thou that wast a knight. Henceforth we banish thee on pain of death. Exit Fastolf. And now, my Lord Protector, view the letter sent from our uncle Duke of Burgundy. What means his grace? That he hath changed his style? No more but plain and bluntly to the king? Hath he forgot he is his sovereign? Or doth this churlish superscription pretend some alteration in goodwill? What's here? I have upon especial cause, moved with compassion of my country's wrack, together with the pitiful complaints of such as your oppression feeds upon, forsaken your pernicious faction, and joined with Charles, the rightful king of France. Oh, monstrous treachery! Can this be so? That in alliance, amity, and oaths, there should be found such false dissembling guile? What? Doth my uncle Burgundy revolt? He doth, my lord, and is become your foe. Is that the worst this letter doth contain? It is the worst, and all, my lord, he writes. Why then Lord Talbot there shall talk with him, and give him chastisement for this abuse. How say you, my lord, are you not content? Content, my liege? Oh, yes, but that I am prevented. I should have begged, I might have been employed. Then gather strength and march into him straight. Let him perceive how ill we brook his treason, and what offense it is to flout his friends. I go, my lord, in heart desiring still you may behold confusion of your foes. Enter Vernon and Bassett. Grant me the combat, gracious sovereign, and me, my lord, grant me the combat too. This is my servant, hear him, noble prince, and this is mine, sweet Henry, favour him. Be patient, lords, and give them leave to speak. Say, gentlemen, what makes you thus exclaim, and wherefore crave you combat, or with whom? With him, my lord, for he hath done me wrong, and I with him, for he hath done me wrong. What is that wrong whereof you both complain? First let me know, and then I'll answer you. Crossing the sea from England into France, this fellow here with envious carping tongue upbraided me about the rose I wear, saying the sanguine colour of the leaves did represent my master's blushing cheeks when stubbornly he did repugn the truth about a certain question in the law argued betwixt the Duke of York and him, with other vile and ignominious terms, in confutation of which rude reproach, and in defense of my lord's worthiness, I crave the benefit of law of arms. And that is my petition, noble lord. For though he seemed with forged quaint conceit to set a gloss upon his bold intent, yet no, my lord, I was provoked by him. And he first took exceptions at this badge, pronouncing that the paleness of this flower bewrayed the faintness of my master's heart. Will not this malice, Somerset, be left? Your private grudge, my lord of York, will out, though ne'er so cuttingly you smother it. Good lord, what madness rules in brain-sick men, when for so slight and frivolous a cause, such factious emulation shall arise. Good cousins both, of York and Somerset, quiet yourselves, I pray, and be at peace. Let this dissension first be tried by fight, and then your highness shall command a peace. The quarrel toucheth none but us alone. Betwixt ourselves let us decide it then. There is my pledge. Accept it, Somerset. Nay, let it rest where it began at first. Confirm it so, mine honourable lord. Confirm it so. Confounded be your strife, and perish ye with your audacious prate. Presumptuous vassals, are you not ashamed, with this immodest, clamorous outrage, to trouble and disturb the king and us? And you, my lords, methinks you do not well to bear with their perverse objections, much less to take occasion from their mouths to raise a mutiny betwixt yourselves. Let me persuade you take a better course. Grieves his highness. Good my lords, be friends. Come hither, you that would be combatants. Henceforth I charge you, as you love our favour, quite to forget this quarrel and the cause. And you, my lords, remember where we are, in France, amongst a fickle, wavering nation. If they perceive dissension in our looks, and that within ourselves we disagree, how will their grudging stomachs be provoked to wilful disobedience and rebel? Beside, what infamy will there arise when foreign princes shall be certified that for a toy, a thing of no regard, King Henry's peers and chief nobility destroyed themselves and lost the realm of France? Oh, think upon the conquest of my father, my tender years, and let us not forego that for a trifle that was bought with blood. Let me be umpire in this doubtful strife. Takes the red rose from back. I see no reason, if I wear this rose, that anyone should therefore be suspicious. I more inclined to Somerset than York. Both are my kinsmen, and I love them both. As well they may upbraid me with my crown, because forsooth the King of Scots is crowned. But your discretions better can persuade than I am able to instruct or teach, and therefore, as we hither came in peace, so let us still continue peace and love. Cousin of York, we institute your grace to be our regent in these parts of France. And good my lord of Somerset, unite your troops of horsemen with his bands of foot. And like true subjects, sons of your progenitors, go cheerfully together and digest your angry choler on your enemies. Ourself, my lord protector, and the rest, after some respite, will return to Calais. From thence to England, where I hope ere long to be presented by your victories with Charles, Alençon, and that traitorous rout. Flourish. Exunt all but York, Warwick, Exeter, and Vernon. My lord of York, I promise you the king, prettily methought, did play the orator. And so he did, but yet I like it not, in that he wears the badge of Somerset. Tush, that was but his fancy. Blame him not. I dare presume, sweet prince, he thought no harm. And if I wist he did, but let it rest. Other affairs must now be managed. It's not all but Exeter. Well didst thou, Richard, to suppress thy voice. For had the passions of thy heart burst out, I fear we should have seen deciphered here more rancorous spite, more furious raging broils than yet can be imagined or supposed. But howsoever, no simple man that sees this jarring discord of nobility, this shouldering of each other in the court, this factious bandying of their favourites, but that it doth presage some ill event. 'Tis much when sceptres are in children's hands, but more when envy breeds unkind division. There comes the ruin. There begins confusion.